Well, thank you for joining us this afternoon. This is great. Happy to be in this venue because it's a chance to celebrate. And we have two major bills that are getting signed today that I'm very excited about. The cyber school bill and dual enrollment. They're both major improvements in our educational system about giving kids more choice, their parents more choice, and more flexibility and options. So it's really important, and it's great to be up here with a great group of people. And what I'd like to do is say thanks to the legislators who made this happen. It was a real team effort. There was a lot of good hard work. There was a lot of improvement as we went through the legislative process, and I'm very excited about the product that we have that will become reality for, I hope, many students in our state. So I want to thank Representative McMillan, Senator Pavlo for your leadership, Senator Hansen, Senator Colbeck, Representative Lyons, Senator Edmonds. I think we've covered the legislative side, but they've also worked hard. This is a real effort of both chambers working together, doing great work product. And I'm going to ask several of the senators to come up and make some statements on this work product. I also want to thank Superintendent Flanagan for joining us, and most importantly, I want to say thanks to the parents and students that are in a virtual academy already in terms of they've helped lead the way and help give us good guidance on why this is such an important thing. So what I'd like to add are just a couple comments. First, on the cyber school front. The concept of cyber schools is critically important when you look at the future. It just provides parents and students another choice, another option on how to get their education. It provides great flexibility and can address many personal situations that parents and students face to get a good education. And I think you're going to find it being an important element. Will it be the largest element of our educational system? I don't believe so. But I think it's important to have as a choice and an option for the best education of our kids. Dual enrollment is something I also want to mention, though, because I think there's great opportunity with that. When you look at the cost of college has gotten very expensive. And in my opinion, the single best way to manage the cost of college are for kids that have an opportunity to get college credit while they're still in high school. Literally, there are ways that they could take a half a year to a year off of traditional college in their path. And if you think about what that does to college costs, it's a huge opportunity to save dollars. In addition to getting an education sooner or better, having the opportunity to start your career earlier. And this one in particular is a very personal thing to me because I took a lot of college credits back when I was in high school. As you know, I'm a nerd and a proud nerd. So literally, I had taken about a dozen classes, college classes, before I got out of high school. And the classic situation is in 11th grade, I took college, government at Kellogg Community College. I completed a college class on government, got an A in 11th grade, and because Michigan State requirements at the time said as a senior I had to take government in high school, I had to go through an entire semester of government in high school in my senior year. That was not the highest and best use of my academic career. And so this kind of legislation can deal with that situation in a constructive, positive way. So two big wins today for the kids and for parents. With that, though, let me really bring up a number of the legislators that led the charge on making this happen because they were the critical ones. And I'm going to ask several senators to speak and one of the parents to speak. So let's start with Senator Colbeck, who is the sponsor of the cyber school bill. Senator?
Thank you very much, Governor. I am so excited to be talking about the passage of this bill today. And it's just amazing. The governor talks a lot about the reinvention of Michigan, and what better example can we have of that reinvention to open up opportunities for our kids to 21st century education in the manner of cyber schools. This really comes down to parental empowerment. You know, cyber schools aren't for every kid that's out there, but for some kids it's the best choice. And for too long we've been taking that choice off the table for many of our students. And I got to tell you, it's a team effort in the best sense of the word team. Not only my fellow senators, but House members and the governor and his office. But I got to tell you, some of the best example, when we take on something that is about reinvention in the manner that we're doing in regards to cyber schools, because it's a new way of delivering education for many people. A lot of people have been brought up in the traditional school system. This is new, this is different, but they brought a real face to that change. Those students and parents that were out there that have been living in the cyber school environment, they helped dispel some of the myths and some of the anxieties that people had about getting an effective education via this method. And I just, hats off to them and their testimony, because that was critical. Even when I came in originally with the bill and the idea associated with moving this forward, it's coming from my own personal experience, but the experiences that they provided was, I think, instrumental in helping convey the importance of this bill to everybody. So I just want to say thanks to them, and I also want to wish the best to the kids that are going to be able to take advantage of this opportunity that weren't able to before. So hats off to the governor and his team for getting this thing moving, and it's a good day in Michigan.
And that's good. He didn't call himself a nerd, but I bet we could get him to get there one of these days. So he's one of our most analytical legislators, and I really appreciate that in terms of metrics and measures. So thanks for moving ahead with a new idea like this. Now I'd like to ask Senator Judy Emmons to come up. And Judy worked hard on the dual enrollment piece and was a critical part of that.
Thank you. Well, this is exciting, and I know for many folks in the audience, you too may become the governor of Michigan should you take dual enrollment credits. I do want to introduce a member of the audience. Randy Hodge is here. He's the administrator at Portland St. Pat's. And Randy and I go back a long way. He taught my son in middle school at our public school. And Randy now brought this to my attention some time ago regarding the opportunities for our public and our private school students to take advantage of dual enrollment credits. And what this does, it just expands that to all students, and it also expands the opportunities from not just 11th and 12th grade, but 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. And smart parents, I know, will take advantage of this. They will steer their students toward this, and they will have opportunities that they lacked before. They will gain much needed college credit, and they will do it efficiently, and they will be all the better for it. Our entire state will be the better for it. So we're just grateful that folks saw the need and they agreed with it, and now our students can take advantage of it, and their parents. So thank you for being here. Appreciate your support.
Thank you, Judy. And now I'd like to ask Senator Jeff Hansen to come up. And Jeff was, again, one of the key people working on dual enrollment. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you. Well, thank you for the opportunity, Governor, and my colleagues for the opportunity actually to work on this. This is really aimed at empowering parents, the Michigan's parents, to have more choices to meet the needs of our children. My bill would expand the geographic area within an ISD for students to take non-core classes otherwise offered by their home district, so they can go a little further, find the classes that they need to continue their education. It's all about giving more options so that the students can pursue the best possible education in the state of Michigan, and I think this is a very good step forward. Thank you.
And now you've heard from the elected side. I think it's important to hear from a parent, because that's where you can really get some perspective. And I always appreciate a parent volunteering to come up to the mic in a press conference. So what I'd like to do is welcome Sandy Smith. Thank you for doing this, Sandy.
Governor Snyder, thank you very much for signing this legislation today. My name is Sandy Smith, and I'm here on behalf of thousands of parents who are excited to have the opportunity to enroll their children in an online charter public school. Many of these parents have waited and waited for this day. A number of years ago, in October 2007, my youngest son, Andrew, was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer. And that was just a couple days after I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so we began a couple years of traveling all over the country for treatment. And it was during that time that we became aware of the possibility of using an online school for our children. And we were disappointed to learn that it was not yet available this way in the state of Michigan. A high-quality online education was an option that would have helped my family at that time. And it's an option that I'm very grateful to have today. So to all of the legislators that were part of helping this to go through, and to Governor Snyder, thank you so much for standing with parents and students.